Hi guys, my name is Lydia and welcome back to Sahara Movies. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe for more videos and more updates. In this video, I'll be reviewing Rattlesnake, the Ahanna story. So if you haven't seen Rattlesnake, this could be like a spoiler to you. And I guess most of you have seen it. That's why you're here to watch the review, or maybe you want to find out the review before you go and watch. Let's get into it. So first of all, I think that the movie is about revenge. I really see a lot of vengeance in the movie from the start to the end. Everything is revenge, revenge, revenge. And I feel it's a good way of saying a story. Like it's quite realistic when you relate it to our daily lives. It's quite realistic. Let's talk about the director of the movie, Ramsey Noah. I like the fact that Ramsey Noah is able to incorporate Igbo movies into the Nigerian community. Like they are really taking Nigeria and specifically emphasizing on Igbo into the world or the map or something. Just like the way Kunle Afolayan focuses on Yoruba movies, Ramsey Noah is also doing same for Igbo movies. If you've seen Living in Bondage too, you see that it's almost like this one. There's a bit of connection with Living in Bondage too. So this video is divided into characters, like into times. So when I'm talking about something and you don't find it interesting enough, you can skip to the next thing. It will be in the description so that you find out what I'll be talking about there. Let's start with the lead character. So the lead character, I feel he did well. So the lead character, Ahanna himself, was telling us about his childhood, how he moved from being a middle class person, like living like an average person in Nigeria, not so rich, not so poor, but I'm sure he gets his daily bread, to becoming almost an orphan because his parents left him and he was living with, I think, his grandmother or something. So it's just like him, and eventually he became a murderer. He realized that the system wasn't treating him right enough, so he had to put the laws in his own hands. That was how come Ahanna moved from being a normal person to being a robber. I felt his acting was good. His acting was on point. Yeah, he was able to tell us how his life has been, even though the emotion wasn't there that well. Like the emotion that we are supposed to feel in the movie wasn't so well. But let's see how it goes. Though he didn't include so much emotion in his acting, I felt his performance was on an average. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't so good. But I didn't really see a reason for him to be a robber, because I don't know if the system is not being fair with you unless you decide to be someone, like to be an unjust, because it eventually felt like his mom killed his dad, and that's how come she married his uncle. Like there was no clarity on that. There was no clarity on that accusation. We deserve to know a bit clarity for that accusation. Yeah. So I feel the lead character wasn't that bad. Now, going to the performances, I feel their acting in this film was okay. It wasn't top notch, like it wasn't something extraordinary, but I feel it wasn't that bad. It was okay. This movie trailer was supposed to be an action film. Like when you watch the trailer, it's something that is supposed to ginger you to want to watch the actual movie. I feel this film did well. They were almost depicting foreign action movies. Honestly, they were almost depicting foreign action movies, especially with some words they say, like some quotes, some statements they make. Like I don't know, I can't really pinpoint exactly what I saw, but when you watch foreign movies a lot, you realize that this film was depicting, or they had a lot of ideas from foreign movies. Yeah, but I feel the acting was good. The acting wasn't that bad. Like looking at Amara, Ahanna, Inze, the brother, and all that, the robbers, and we even saw Motola. She looked so different in it, but I don't know why she looked different. At a point I didn't recognize her. She looked older in the film. Honestly, she looked older in the films. We saw Norbert Young, we saw Emeka, who was the IT guy. Like everyone's performance was on point. Like we also saw Ifeyewara, who also was a street boy and then was introduced into robbery and all that. His performance was on point. I really think that the acting was good. The acting was good, but the fact that the acting was good doesn't mean there are no loopholes. Yeah. So I was expecting action scenes or let's say choreographed scenes or something. I didn't get either of them, but it really didn't make the film incomplete. It was able to tell us the story, even though I feel the story is a bit incomplete. This movie was able to bring back old characters. Yes, we saw old like looking at Ahanna's uncle. He's an old character. Even his mother, she's an old character. So like I like the fact that Nigerians are always still in the game. Like they are always still pushing up. There's nothing like he's done acting. Like I'm really seeing the new and the young, I mean the old and the young coming together and making something good. And they did well. Looking at Chiwetalu's performance as Ahanna's uncle, I feel though his performance wasn't that lengthy, wasn't that long, I felt he played his part very well. And seeing Norbert Young, I really did enjoy his performance, especially the part that he played. It was like a product advertisement or product display. He did well. Not extraordinary, but I did enjoy seeing him in Rattlesnake. Now coming to the part that all of us were a bit some way about it. Who else saw Nengi? I saw Nengi and I felt that her presence in it wasn't well satisfied. Like I don't know how to explain it, but I felt she was supposed to be in longer than this. We also realized that when you follow Nengi on Instagram or when you follow her on her social media platform, you saw that I think last year she traveled to South Africa and we saw a video of her with a crew. So we thought that okay, she's going to blow it. So that was even what pushed the advertisement. And I was expecting the producers or the directors to make use of Nengi's platform, because Nengi has over 1 million followers on Instagram, and then they just make her appear in a film for 1 minute. Like what was the point in flying her all over to South Africa to shoot this? And then she performs, I think it's 30 seconds. She introduced herself to Amara, like, oh hi, and did you see that part? I was like, oh no. I was even expecting a continuation from that scene, if you also thought same, because Nengi is a big girl in the industry, not movie per se. I mean, Big Brother has made her a big woman, or maybe she was already big, and I mean to say they were supposed to take advantage of Nengi's audience. A lot of people wanted to see this film because of Nengi, and then you come to watch it and her performance is just like 30 seconds. That's so unfair. That's injustice that has been ripped off. So maybe because she appeared in late, like she actually flew to South Africa later when the production had already started, so they just wanted to give her a minor something to do so that she doesn't have to learn a whole script or something. But I feel they weren't right with us, because Nengi is a whole thing and they didn't take advantage of Nengi's platform to tell us. So I saw something like a product advertisement. I don't know if you saw it too, like a product advertisement. So on the product display, did you see the part that Robert Young went to Ahanna's house, where I mean the faraway house after the robbery and all that? Did you see the part that it was a bit funny though, but it was good when the wife opened the fridge and then she took the drink? Like it was clearly an advertisement because of the way they were nicely arranged on it and the camera was focused on it. Even when she panicked and the mineral fell or the malt fell, you could see how the camera went back to focus on that. And on Robert Young's statement, oh, I didn't know they had a lighter version of this. And that's going to make a lot of people buy it, because even he as an older person, is saying that he has discovered that there's a newer version of the drink, so he's going to find out. So if me, I don't know that there's a newer version, I'm going to find out. And I think their product placement did well. In, movie is not only about the acting of the story, they need to bring in some things that will catch the eye of the people. Yeah. So I mentioned earlier about Ramsey Noah's appearance in the film. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I didn't really understand why he mysteriously appeared in the film and was sounding like a soothsayer, or sounding like someone who sees the future, or sounding like some midnight lord or something. You remember when they went for the art gallery audition or launching or something, and he just shows up in front of Ahanna and then told him that, I know what you're up to, but be careful and all that. Yeah, I was a bit, oh wow, like why, like who is this? So I was even expecting a continuation from that scene of Ramsey Noah, because he can't just show up, leave his card. Even leaving the card didn't make any sense in this film, because there was no follow-up on it. There was no follow-up on a lot of scenes in this. I feel they need to continue. Maybe they will have a continuation. Just they are trying to do it like Avengers. They have other series. I mean, that's links, that has like it's an interconnected series. So I hope they'll make it like a franchise, that they'll have to drop another thing that will be linked to it. We know Living in Bondage 2 is something similar to this one. If you've watched Living in Bondage 2, you get what I'm trying to say. There's a bit of similarity when you compare Living in Bondage 2 with Rattlesnake, especially with Ramsey Noah's appearance. And I wouldn't be surprised, because Ramsey Noah was a director for the both of them. Yeah. So now let's go to the loopholes. The loopholes. Why did Ahanna kill his mother? That is one thing I don't understand. Why did Ahanna kill his mother? Is there any justification for that act? Because there's no proof that the woman was behind the father dying, and there was no confirmation to that. When Ahanna's uncle was trying to say, confess and all that, and then boom, like there was shooting and all that, but I didn't really see clarity on that scene. There was no clarity on that scene. This movie, I really enjoyed it. You should see me watching it. The reason why I enjoyed it so much is because it's an African film. I wouldn't say I don't have very high expectations, but yes, I don't have very high expectations for African productions, because I know our gadgets for production is not as highly compared to the outside, the Americans, the Europeans and all that, the Asians and all that. We are not to be compared. But so if I see an African person do something extraordinary like this, I feel they've done well. But there will be loopholes. I also felt this film was released in a rush. Though it was good, I felt it was released in a rush. Yeah. The first loophole was when Ahanna killed his mother, and I don't understand why he did that, and there was no justification to that. The second one was when Ahanna's uncle pulled out a gun. Where did a gun come from? So you've been holding a gun all this while, and when the thief came, you didn't even start anything. The gun just showed up out of the blue. At least they should let us see something that, oh, he's pulling out a gun or something, but he just pointed a gun. We didn't know where he took that gun from. Like, at least we need more clarity when you are trying to be mysterious. At least give us a bit clarity so that we understand how you want us to understand it. Now, moving further, did you see the parts that Amara, when they started robbing and all that? Amara is supposed to be a modest person, but there's boom, she learns all the tricks in robbing. The part that they found the governor, the one who was aspiring to be the governor or something, yeah, Timmy Phillips. So when Amara took the phone, and then there was a waiter, the waiter was behind her, and then the exchange was, I was wondering what was going on. What is going on that Timmy cannot see? What is going on that Timmy cannot see? And I was like, so what did they really do on the phone? I feel we need a bit clarity here when they want us to understand what they want us to understand, because I was wondering what they did on the phone. I kept on wondering, and it was so quick. So can you take someone's phone away and the person will not realize it? Like, how? There should be something that will make us understand that this is what they are doing. This is what they are doing. And also going further on the bank robbery aspect, when there was a call, Ahanna was explaining to Ifewara that, the one who acted Bala, that when what happened to him, like he was kept hostile. I don't know how he was kept in bondage, and he was planning the heist and all that. Someone came in, a person was like, I admire you, gave him a phone and all that. So what was the interaction? We didn't even get it. I've also noticed they wanted to make this movie like Money Heist, looking at the part that the crowd was invited, or I don't know, but I think no, I admire it. I wouldn't give it more of criticism, but I feel that they did better. I feel they did well. If I was watching an American movie and I see this, I would really criticize, like very appalling. But I feel this is for us, and it's for blacks. We are getting there. I feel we are getting the action aspect. We are being able to bring in the action aspect into our movies, and it's a slow step. It's a step at a time. So I wouldn't really say bad things about it so much. I feel it was good. If you haven't seen it, please go and see it. It's good. I didn't understand the crowd who showed up out of nowhere. There were police. They were still around. They were not even scattered. Like the crowd were not much educated on what to do. Seriously, I think they just told them to show up and start picking money from the floor. And I was even thinking the plan was they'll get the money and then swerve smoke, because they didn't trust smoke. That was the plan I was thinking. They'll get the money and then swerve smoke, but they got the money. They were not hiding. I don't know, just spray the money, distract the crowd, distract the police, disappear. That was a plan. I see them still hanging around, and no police was able to see anybody who was distinct from the crowd. It's a bit questionable, and we need justification, but I feel it's also in our budget, or it's also in our limits. So I wasn't very disappointed. It wasn't bad, yeah. So looking at the cinematography aspect, like the production and all that, it was good. I didn't really see any wrong editing, anything that wasn't supposed to be. Just that maybe if I saw something that wasn't supposed to be like that, then it could be in the script. Yeah, then it will be in the script. So all being good. Rattlesnake, the Ahanna story, is something that you should watch if you haven't watched it. Please watch it if you haven't watched it. It's something to take away. It's something to take away. This will confuse you whether the lead character should be your friend or not, because he's doing something bad, and not bad per se. You wouldn't say bad, because his motive is not to kill, it's to rob from the rich and give to the poor. But later I felt like he was being dubious. I wouldn't really justify that, but it felt like it was dubious. Now, focusing back to the storyline, when Amara showed up and then pointed a gun at Ahanna, and that's remote scenes and all that, and then Ahanna's wife showed up and then went to stand in front. Please don't shoot. That scene was so action, like it was. I think I've watched a movie like that before. And then the one with the gun was like, which one do you want, freedom or love? You chose love, and then the response would be wrong answer. Like, I've watched so many movies, action movies, with that response, wrong answer. I feel it's like I'm saying I feel too much. Ramsey Noah really had his ideas from action movies. You could see that his ideas were from action movies, and he was able to execute it well in accordance to Africa, like how our strength, let me put it in this way, in accordance to our strength. Because if I'm watching Avengers, and if this is Avengers, the original Avengers, and it's like this, I'll be disappointed. But I know Avengers, their cinematography is exceptional. So if they do something like this, I'll be very it will be very appalling. But so I wouldn't expect Avengers to give me something like this. But if something like this is coming from Africa, it's something worth praising. Yeah, there's been a lot of noise, and I think it deserves the noise. I'll do another video and I'll tell you the cast and everything, so don't forget to watch my other videos. I'm in there for now. Yes, let me know what you think about it. Have I given you a spoiler? I've just given you the whole plot of the movie and everything. So Till next time, till I see you in my next video. Bye.